Hi guys, welcome. Today's video is going to be my top 5 favourite book series. So let's get on with the video. My 5th favourite series is of course this series, which is the Fire and Flood series. This series, of course, as I've just mentioned, is one of my favourite series. It's my 5th favourite series. I think I've mentioned these books before, but I feel like they have never had the hype that they should have. They are similar to the Hunger Games, but so much better, I think, personally, because I like the main characters a lot more. But this is basically about a girl called Tella who enters the Brimson Bleed because her brother has cancer. But whoever wins this race, which will be through different terrains and things, whoever wins the race will get a cure to any disease. And she enters this race, meets all these people, but also they get these cool little Pandora things, which are like eggs. And once they hatch, you get your own little like animal thing that will have some sort of helpful thing that it can do. So this series is really good. I've read both the books in the series and loved them, so I definitely would recommend this series for you guys. My 4th favourite series is, of course, this series. So this series is the Mythos Academy series, which I absolutely adore. I only read half of the series, but I'm definitely going to be carrying on this series. So far, I'm just loving it. I've just had so many standalone books and so many new books coming out that I have just not had time to get into this, get any more books. But this series is so good because it's so easy to get into each of these books. They carry on from one another straight on, and you just don't miss anything. Basically, this is about a girl called Gwen, and she has this special kind of power where if she touches something that has an emotional connection to someone, she will see something of themselves, of the other person that no one else knows. And she goes to the school for these kind of gifted people, but she was meant to go when she was younger, but no one ever told her. Her mum didn't tell her, or her gran. But it isn't till her mother dies that she ends up going to the school, and so much happens and you learn so much about her, and it's just a really good series. So we have here, which is the Touch of Frost, Dark Frost, and Kiss of Frost. So yeah, this one's the 3rd one. I don't know why I put that one before up here. So this series is a definitely must read. Number 3 is, of course, this series, the Lunar Chronicles. The Lunar Chronicles obviously had to be in my top 5 because they were just so amazing. But I think the reason that it got into my top 5 is because of Winter, which was the best in the series, obviously. This series is by Marissa Meyer, sorry. And each of the books kind of follows someone different, but still follows all the previous characters, and all the stories connect. It's not like, oh, this is about Cinderella only. This one is all about Cinderella. The Cinderella retelling, Cinder. But then this one has Cinderella's story as well as a new story starting, which is Red Riding Hood, Scarlet. Then we have this story, which is going to have both of the other books' characters in, and their stories, and a new character, which is Cress. So a new story is Rapunzel added in there. And then Winter. And then Winter has the story of Snow White and all the other stories put into it to connect. All these stories follow on, like it is one continuous story. You can't read these out of order. You need to read them in order. They all connect and they're really good. I don't want to explain too much about this series because I feel like there's a lot of videos out there that do really good descriptions, and I'm just going to do it in injustice. But also it's better to go in not really knowing about the series, which I did, and I absolutely loved it. But it's kind of a fairy tale retelling in a sci-fi, futuristic fantasy kind of thing. It's really good. Number 2 is the White Rabbit Chronicles. Yeah, this series is by Jenna Showalter, but this series is one of my favourites because of the last book. I feel like the first 3 were amazing. I loved them, but the last book just really pulled it out of the, kind of 3s and 4s and brought it up to a 5-star series because this was my favourite one. The last one was just the best because I preferred the characters in this one. The first 3 all follow a girl called Alice and Cole, but then the last book follows a girl called Miller and a guy called Frosty, who you meet in the other books, in the first 3 books. So it is still carrying on in the series, still the same storyline happening, but the last one's told from different people's points of view, and that is because the last book was never meant to actually be written. It was only meant to be a trilogy, but because of something that happens in the last book, the author wanted to carry on one more book, so you get the last one, and I'm so glad she did because that is my favourite book in the series. The covers are beautiful. The story is so cool. It's about a girl called Alice who finds out that she's a zombie slayer, and basically there's only a type of people that can see zombies, and she is one of them, and they can go out of their bodies and kill zombies because zombies are like spirit things. So it's a very cool series. I absolutely love the covers of each of these. They are so beautiful. I would say my favourite out of the first three is probably the second one, because I feel like there was so much more like happening, and also the relationship in it was kind of really cool. I like the way there was more like, you know, I just liked how it was done. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really good. The third one was my least favourite, but still really good. But my favourite one, of course, was the fourth one. I would say it goes 4, 2, 1, 3. But yeah, definitely a good series to go pick up and read. Number 1, the Morganville Vampire series has been my absolutely like amazing series I've ever read in my life. This series I don't think will ever be beaten by any other series. I read this when I was 12. No, not when I was 12. When I was 11. I was just 11 and I started this series. I wouldn't recommend it for 11-year-olds that young, depending on how mature you are. I would say more 13 plus, but I mean, I was fine with it. I mean, it was a little bit like, oh, now thinking back to it, but I absolutely love this series. It's by Rachel Kane, my favourite author. She does some really good books. I have other books behind me which I love of hers, and I have books that I need to read by her. I absolutely love this series. There's just so much in it that I love. And I want to show you each an individual book. So let's get started with that. This is book 1, Glass Houses. Book 2, The Dead Girls Dance. Book 3, Midnight Alley. Book 4, Feast of Fools. Book 5, The Lord of Misrule. Book 6, Carpet Corpus. Book 7, Fade Out. Book 8, Kiss of Death. Book 9, Ghost Town. Book 10, Bike Club. Book 11, Last Breath. Book 12, Black Dawn. Book 13, Bitter Blood. Book 14, Fall of Night. Book 15, Daylighted. So those are all the books in the series. It's about a girl called Claire Danvers who goes to Morganville in Texas, and she goes to this small town because she's 16 but she has finished high school early. She's going to college, so she goes to the university there because her parents think that MIT is just a bit too much for her now, that she can go there when she gets a bit older. But they don't know that the town is actually run by vampires, and Claire ends up meeting Shane, Michael and Eve, and they live in the glass house, and they get into all sorts of trouble. There's romance, there's so much awesome stuff. It is not Twilight because the vampires are not good vampires. You have to be careful. There's a lot of things that happen. It's not a happy little, everyone's like, oh, sparkly and stuff. It is like, there's a lot of death, there's a lot of gore, there's a lot of like, there's even in one book when dead girls are just being left in their garbage all the time. It's really, really good. I would definitely recommend it to everyone because I love it so much. If you like paranormal books, read it. If you like really entertaining books, read it. If you like secretive kind of mystery books, read it. It's just good. It's just amazing. It's just everything. Read it. Go read it now. Go get this book and read it. Like, go. Like, yeah. Go get it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Hopefully this will help you to find some series to start or to carry on with if you weren't sure if they were going to be any good. Then go ahead and read them. I feel like I haven't read that many series at the moment. It's more been standalones, or I've just started a series and haven't finished it because I'm either starting a new series which hasn't got any more books, or I'm just crazy and keep buying different types of books. But I will tell you that Morganville is coming out with Rachel Kane is coming out with a Morganville short story book, which is going to have 6 new short stories in, which I'm so excited, is coming out the 1st of March on Monday. So I will be picking it up. I have pre-ordered it, but it says it won't be here till the 8th, but it will be before then because I will make sure. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!